concrete. Ah, the chair. Hello! Welcome to the Rewatch Party, everybody. I am your host, Nick. Joining me, as always, are the stakeouts to my robbery. Los and Brandon.
That
How
us?
you guys doing?
Oh, damn, how's it going?
Wow. That's...
Are you mistaken?
I am not.
Are you sure we're your
You
we're
are,
your stakeout
you are the
buddies?
stakeouts to my
Good. I didn't
robbery.
I don't want to have to take off your testicles. Today.
I don't want that either.
Okay.
I need my balls.
Yo,
Yo.
we're gonna need them back, man.
God,
Like,
well, I don't remember what that's from. Yo, I need my testicles, dude.
I don't know.
It's from something. But then it also makes me think of Lebowski. What do you need that for?
What do you need that for?
I need my Johnson. What do you need that for, dude?
What do you need that for?
Oh, Donnie. Today, we are talking about Dragged Across Concrete from 2018. Written and directed and musically scored by, therefore completing the filmography so far of S. Craig Zoller. The man behind Bone Tomahawk. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk and Brawl in Cell Block 99 previous episodes. Check back in your podcast provider.
I wish I had a drop from any one of those. Probably
You did. You had the talk correct or get raped one.
No,
What happened to that?
they're just played off of the.
Oh,
the
I
actual
thought you
movie
had that
themselves.
saved as a.
I don't have something that's easily lets me like record something that the computer is actually doing, like without having some sort of external device that has to go out that sends it to there. I wish I just did that internally. If somebody can help me with that,
There you go, listeners.
I'll make more drops. But in the meantime, it's
Get on it.
I'm not.
Los is offering money for this.
Yes.
See, he agreed. That was a yes. So, at one point, Vince Vaughn was working with Mel Gibson on Hacksaw Ridge. I never saw it. I don't know anything about it. And while they were working, Vince was like, "Hey, Mel, this dude, S. Craig Zoller, makes all these fucking wild movies. I just did one with him where I was a boxer in prison and stomped a guy's head like a watermelon. It's fucking crazy. You got to look at this." And Mel was like, "Oh, this script is great. I'll do the movie." That's my Mel Gibson impression for some reason. I don't know. So this whole thing is Vince Vaughn's fault, is what I'm saying. This is all Vince Vaughn's fault.
It is.
It
is?
It is. So we open up. The movie starts on some fucking. Like, first thing you see, fucking. And you're like, oh, this is going to be an exciting movie.
Yeah.
And you would be wrong. Because it is not. Well, that's actually end of fucking. We get the final, like, awkward climactic thrusts, and then he rolls over. And she seems pretty unimpressed by the whole thing. She's kind of bored by it.
You mean coitus?
Yeah. I mean, coit him. There was no us involved in whatever just happened. The guy is Henry, played by Tory Kittles. Not Skittles, Kittles. So after that, because he tries to talk to her, I'm thinking that she is a working woman. But next scene, he's getting dropped off at an apartment building by Michael Jai White, back from The Dark Knight. Now, he's the dude that got stabbed by the Joker.
Oh, in the eyeball?
No, the one right before they did the pool cue auditions.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he was like one of the gangsters in Dark Knight. I mean, he's got black belts in like 40 different fucking forms of martial arts. He is a badass, and he will eventually show up in the rewatch in an actual action movie where you get to see him do, his things instead of just playing a 2-bit gangster that gets murdered like he has in the two movies. Exactly. He also was Spawn, and I throw that out for...
He was Spawn?
Spawn? Yeah, the live action Spawn movie with John Leguizamo and all that.
I don't
in
think
the
I
90s.
saw that, no.
It's okay. It's not as good as the comics would be, but it's fine. I just know my cousin Eric was a huge fan of it, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that along with Michael here. But he's dropping him off, and he's talking about something going on Tuesday. Hey, there's this thing going Tuesday, and Henry's like, man, let me think about it. Let me get settled in before I consider this shit. Goes up to his apartment, immediately grabs a bat from underneath his couch, and goes and knocks on this bedroom door, right? And you hear this woman's voice like, hey, I got company. And he's like, yeah, that's the fucking problem. Put some clothes on and eject him, or I'm practicing home runs on his skull. Okay. And then another line he says here is, move like you and fast forward. Which, I mean, you could have just said hurry up, but whatever. It's as Craig Zoller. He likes to David Goyer his fucking dialogue.
You knew what I meant.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. So out walks Jennifer, played by Vanessa Bell Calloway, who was in Coming to America. Pretty classic movie. Never saw Coming to America. The Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall joint. James Earl Jones even in that.
Oh, yeah, I'm much familiar.
But she's in that. She's also in a little movie called Daylight with Rewatch favorite royalty Stallone. But she's like, all right, I'm out here, but you got to promise that you're not going to hurt my friend. And out walks this, like, old, bald, white, slubbish-looking guy. Basically me. Comes walking out of the bedroom, and he looks at this guy and goes, I told you, or you better not call on my mama anymore. And that's when I was like, whoa, this scene just got really fucking weird. And then as the dude's trying to leave, like he's struggling with the locks at the door because, he wants to get out before he gets a fucking baseball bat to the face. And he's like trying to get out, and Henry yells, hey, take the garbage bags down as you go. It's like, what in the fuck is even happening? So his mom is now hooking.
Grade A hooer.
She can't come home no more.
Well, he can't come home because home is now where she operates her business. And, she's just trying to earn money however she can. His ass went to jail, so she was doing what she had to do. And he talks about track marks on her arms, so not only is she hooking, but she's needling.
Oh.
So is she shitting or is she not
shitting?
She's not shitting.
Correction from last week. I thought I had heard that heroin makes you shit, but heroin does not make you shit. Heroin makes you need to shit or want to shit.
People come to this place, this podcast for correct and factual information.
That's right.
And
we are under the educational tab for a reason.
Yes. So Nick Ryder obviously apologizes. And
I do apologize for my misleading comments in previous episode about Dracula.
Correct. And please forgive us.
Yeah.
Don't cancel us.
So.
They put you on the front of the paper in here in Austin. They're like, Nick Ryder, read all
fucking
about
lied about heroin shits.
Thinks you need to. Thinks it makes you
or
shit.
It was
had
morphine,
a bunch of people.
Morphine shits is what it was last week.
A bunch of people went and got a bunch of morphine.
They did. Yeah, they're like, man, I really need to poop. Let me inject all this morphine. Oh, I got a toothache. Let me inject this morphine. Oh my God, I got scabies. Let me inject this morphine. There's just no pooping.
Should have kept it
and
to
they were
your
like
damn
that.
self.
Fucking Nick Ryder.
He said all he had to do was say, I'm not a doctor, and say all that rest of the stuff, and this would have never happened.
You're right. I know. I need to get better at my disclaimers.
People instead took you as
but I've always heard it's better
Ryder.
to apologize than ask permission. So, I'll just apologize for being wrong about drug shits.
I think they'll forgive you. Right,
I
folks?
hope so. Right, listeners at home?
That's right.
So then we also find out that his kid is there. So this is a grandmother with the grandson in the apartment doing heroin and hooking. And she also has the line about, your dad left me to be with his boyfriend. So dad decided he was gay and came out. And so dad left, son in prison, grandson to take care of. Obviously, you're gonna whore.
Gonna hook a bit.
And he takes it pretty well, considering he just got out of prison. And also, he just got out of prison, and the first scene is fucking. So his priorities were get laid, then go home.
Come on. What other priorities would there be?
His mom's a hooker.
He didn't
you
know
can
that.
do both.
He didn't know that till he got home. I mean, I guess he had an inkling because that bat was stored conveniently. It seemed like a practice routine when he got there. Yeah, so he knocks on his son's door. They do the little handshake. His son's in a wheelchair. He says, when did you get out of the oven?
Because he's like that's jail, or because he's got darker in prison.
Okay. Jail. Just because of jail.
Oh, okay.
But his son likes to play video games, talks about how he wants to design video games. He's like, well, maybe after high school you can go and study to be a video game designer, do all that. Now we cut to 3 weeks later. Mel Gibson, drunken asshole himself, Mel Gibson, hanging out on a...
Blow me and smile.
Huh?
Blow me and smile.
Blow me and smile. You wouldn't have any friends if it weren't for me. Or whatever he said in that. Sugar Tits? Did he call the cop Sugar Tits? I believe was the thing when he got pulled over. But he's hanging out on a fire escape, just waiting, just chilling out there. Vince Vaughn walks up. So now we meet our two guys, Mel and Vince. Their characters have names, but who gives a fuck? They're sitting outside of this apartment. So Vince kind of like goes up the stairs towards the next story a bit, kind of out of view, right? And Mel's hanging out. And we hear a knock. And this guy yelling about, I got to come check your pipes. Mr. Vasquez, I need to check your pipes. And he's like, dude, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry. Your landlord hired me. I got to fucking check your pipes. I don't see no leaks. I don't care. I'm called here to check your pipes, dude. I got to fucking come in. So Vasquez tries to sneak out the window, which is exactly what Mel Gibson was suspecting, and put a gun to his head, handcuffs him to the fire escape. Asks, who else is in there? Oh, my girlfriend, Rosalinda. She's a little bit hard of hearing. She has things to help her hear, but she doesn't wear them when she sleeps. Oh, what do you snores? It's called sleep apnea, yo.
Yo.
So our guy here's got sleep apnea. It's just a nice little detail for
Sleep
a lot of
machine.
people have sleep apnea. It's a real disorder, and I like that this being represented. Exactly 5 people listening to the show are like, "Fuck yeah, I feel seen."
About time.
Well, I guess in the terms of sleep apnea, heard.
God damn.
Waka,
Well done.
waka, waka.
Yeah, there it is. The type of humor you're going to get here at the Rewatch party, folks. It turns out the plumber was also one of their guys. You know, it was all part of the sting.
It was an
as they
elaborate
say.
ruse.
So Rosalinda tries to go for this bag. Mel Gibson stops her. She's wearing nothing but panties, so she has to cover herself. And of course, she's talking, and I can't understand what she's saying. Oh, I have no idea. Did you hear what she's saying? Oh, yeah. Because I deserve it. Oh, Mel. Jesus. Was that Bronson? Anyway, so they're asking. There it is. Okay. They're looking for this duffel bag that they know her boyfriend got last night. Find the duffel bag hidden. He's like, if you tell us where it is, we're going to forget all about you and this gun that you've got that you're not supposed to have. So she tells him where the duffel bag is, and then all of a sudden they're, all right, call the cops, and we got 2 people that need to be taken downtown. She's like, oh, you said you would let me go. I'm sorry, I can't understand a thing she's saying. Vince Vaughn, can you understand? It's like, no, I'm also racist. I have no idea what people with accents are saying. So they arrest them both. Poor little Rosalinda, like, she's just barely waking up. Hasn't even got clothes on. Being arrested by fucking Mel Gibson of all people.
Just being
Terrible.
stared at. Like, can you show them?
Oh my
show them
God.
this, like,
What was the? I can feel your eyes in my colon.
look at Mel Gibson's face.
Oh, he's
Just-
enjoying it.
Just
For sure.
staring.
So they go to get breakfast, but they get a text message, so they have to box up their breakfast, and they rush to meet their chief, who's Don Johnson.
That's right, making another appearance.
Yet another appearance. This is his 3rd appearance now on the Rewatch party.
That's right.
There's something else that said they crashed into. He's like, you crashed
Well, the
into.
4th, if you want to count Don John.
No. Not in name only doesn't count.
Oh, okay. He's missing
It's got to be the
sun.
face. We got to see that face.
He missed the sun.
Yeah, he does miss the sun.
Yeah.
Here comes the sun. No,
Do,
that was
do,
terrible. That
do,
was fucking
do.
terrible.
Ah.
He does have some line
Ah.
about you crashed into a truck with breakfast food or something. But that's never brought up again. Why are we talking about them crashing into a truck? They're like, oh, we stopped to get the breakfast special, but then you called us. He's like, oh, I love their pumpernickel bread. Oh, they make it at the bakery across the way. And this whole conversation, you could cut the fuck out of this movie. We don't need to hear these 3 cops bantering about breakfast food.
Yeah, well, it's to show how much that it's just routine BS.
Right.
And like, okay, we're just talking about when we're gonna get food, and like, oh, really? And it's just normal, and no care for like
The
another
egg
human's
procedure, yeah.
life or something.
So he's calling them there to reprimand them because someone took cell phone footage of them roughing up Vasquez on the fire escape and handcuffing him to it. So basically, I've got to suspend you because this is going to get released and this is going to look bad, and we have to do this just to keep up
fucked.
appearances. And but yeah, I guess the scene is just to show how much none of them believe it. It's just we got to do it. And Mel Gibson's has a whole fucking thing about. It's weird how media talks about intolerability in an intolerable way. That's hypocrisy. And well, the entertainment industry, known as the news, always needs new victims to blame, and all this shit. It's like we don't need it. I get it. You don't like the news, Craig Zoller, but Jesus Christ, fucking dial it back.
You make him want to smoke.
I could go for one too. You know what, Mel? You got an extra smoke on you? I'll have a cigarette with you. Well, because you are shit.
He wants you to smoke and treat him like shit, I guess.
All right. So yeah, the whole thing is they're suspended, and this is where we get our opening line, where they're accused. They're going to be accused of being racist because it was a minority that they handcuffed, and police brutality, excessive force, all that. And that's where Vince Vaughn says, "I'm not racist. On Martin Luther King Day, I order dark roast." Because that's something, everybody. That's a joke. So now there's a little girl walking, not little, I mean probably like 13, 14 maybe, walking down the sidewalk, and this guy's on a bicycle, and he grabs a cup of soda from someone and fucking dumps it on her, and she looks at him for a bit and walks on home.
What a
like,
dick.
Well, that was kind of weird, right? Yeah, that seems odd. Cut back to Henry. Henry's playing video games with this kid. They're playing Shotgun Safari, a game where you just go shoot big game. He gets a text, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Can you save this?" And yep, sure can, Dad. That's how video games work. This isn't Mario Land where you fucking have to start from the beginning every time. It's okay. It turns out Michael Jai White is waiting for him, and they're about to go out and do this shit that he was talking about. Now, cut to this convenience store. A guy walks into the convenience store, full get up, mask, like full on bank robber looking get up. Says, "You got 5 seconds to give me your drawer." And the clerk's like, "Okay, yeah. He opens it up and sets the drawer down. Completely complying. But somebody else, like this drunk guy, comes walking in behind him. He's like, "Hey, I need a pack of cigs." And then dude turns around and just fucking shoots him in both legs. And he's laying there like, "Oh my God." So then he caps him in the head. And the clerk is like ducking down. So he goes over, takes all the money, and then just starts randomly shooting shit. Like shoots the TV hanging up there, shoots the fucking shelf with chips on it. Just like, and casually, he's not like opening fire, spraying. He's just like little short bursts, just fuck that shelf in particular, fuck that shelf in particular, fuck that cigarette sign, fuck this, and just
he's
like
shooting everybody,
having a good old time. And then he walks out of the convenience store. So now Mel gets to his house. His wife tells him, "These kids threw soda on their daughter." Oh, so the daughter is Mel Gibson's daughter. So it does tie in. That wasn't some random thing we're dropping. The wife is Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead. If you ever watched that, a whole lot of people watch that show. She's one of the
episodes.
She's one of the
Who did
Walking
she
Dead.
play?
She was the blonde in The Walking Dead of the main group.
The blonde?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The blonde that ended up like palling up with the governor, and I don't know what all happened to her, but yeah. She's all upset. She has MS, so she can't work. She can hardly walk, and she's trying to get like a desk security job, but he doesn't want her to do stuff. She's like, "Well, I got to do something. It's an ex-cop. I got to do something."
Let me drop some storyline in there for you.
Yeah.
As an ex-cop.
And she's like, "I'm about as liberal as someone could be for an ex-cop." Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, S. Craig Zoller is really forcing some shit into this fucking script. It's kind of weird. But she got assaulted again, and who knows, eventually we're going to have to go into a rape counselor. Like, okay, it was a fucking cup of soda. Let's fucking dial it back, Laurie Holden. So now Mel's all upset. Well, I can't work for like 3 months or 4 months. I don't remember how long they got suspended for. Wife can't work. They got a kid, but he can't afford to live in a neighborhood that won't have assault, which means a cup of soda. But His daughter's getting assaulted just all the goddamn time, 5th time in 2 weeks, because of this shit area that my shit wages forced me to live in. Very political movie here.
Needs to do something about that, I think.
He does. So what does he decide to do? He decides to go and he needs some information. He knows a guy that can give him information about some illegal shit.
Okay.
So now he's going to go find out about this robbery and wait till they do the robbery and then steal it from them.
Oh, so he's counting on somebody to do some robbery.
Yeah. He's going to rob the robbers.
It's like a Robin Hood. Rob Robin Hood.
Rob Robin Hood.
Which, by the way, when you say you got robbed, it comes from Robin Hood.
Oh.
Mm.
You know that?
Idiot or idiom.
That's right. True or false?
I'm going false.
I have no idea. But
Yeah,
if it does come from
all right.
that, if it does come from that, you'd be
I do like it should be Robin, but with a little apostrophe, like Robin Hood.
Yo, hey, Robin in the Hood.
That's right, Robin
Like
into
that-
Hood.
Like the
While
Sublime
drinking
album.
Gin and juice.
Tights. No, Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's the only good Robin
No.
Hood movie ever made, I think. Other
The
than
animated
the Disney cartoon.
one.
Yeah,
the
the Disney
animated one
cartoon's
was pretty good.
But Kevin Costner can go
Sandy
fuck
B.
himself with that Prince of Thieves thing. All right, so now he goes. So where do you go when you need to find shit out about the criminal underground? You go to a strip mall.
That's right.
Goes to the fucking mall in like a J.C. Penney or something, some little like fucking shit ass clothing store, and he needs to talk to Freddie. Tell him Mel is here, whatever. And so he goes back to talk to Freddie. And all of a sudden, like, the back office area isn't this sterile ass nasty little room like the back room of every fucking department store is. When he gets into the back room of this, it's lush as shit. It's like got a fireplace and fancy carpets and low lighting, and he's drinking nice scotch. It's like, this isn't a fucking department store. What in the shit? But Freddie is played by Udo Kier. Udo Kier, who was in Brawl. He's a hell of a character actor. He's been in plenty of stuff. You definitely know Udo. He's been on the Rewatch before. It's fine. So he gets his tip. He tells Vince Vaughn, meet me at 4:30. Put on a fake license plate, bring lots of hardware, and dress nonchalant, he says. So they go to this big old apartment building. He's like, something's going on in 633. Well, how do you know? Because there is no 633. The mailbox doesn't exist. The apartment number doesn't exist. The whatever, like as a fucking place, 633 doesn't exist. But there's a room in that building numbered 633. And it's, so this is where they're talking about Vogelman, the local heroin dealer.
Oh, Vogelman.
Vogelman.
Yeah.
So
Vogelman.
he's pissed off. Like, I've been doing this shit for 30-something years, and I've never been promoted. I haven't gotten any raises. And now I'm suspended because when I stopped a whole bunch of drugs from hitting the streets, I didn't do it politely. And now my daughter's assaulted for the 5th time in 2 weeks because of my shit neighborhood, that whole fucking thing. The same rant he does multiple times. So now we need to find this guy. We're going to tail him. We're going to figure out his itinerary, get his schedule down, and then we wait. And then we attack after he does the fucking thing. And Vin Vaughn's like, all right, I'm down with that because I also want to propose to my girlfriend. So I need money for that. So here's where we get, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours of them sitting in a fucking car eating and waiting and eating and waiting. And it just keeps going. He fucking finishes off like a bag of chips or something. And Mel Gibson's like, oh, thank Jesus. I've been fucking suffering through that for 98 minutes. And you, as the viewer of this movie, is like, hey, I fucking feel you there, Mel. We've been suffering the same fucking thing here, too. What is it? A fucking single ant could have eaten that faster. Like, it's just them sitting there. And then it cuts, but it cuts to them still sitting there. It just fucking trims so much fat out of this movie. Please, for fuck's sake, cut it down. Exactly. So now some dudes get into a car. These two random guys. Oh, I need to let Brandon in. Two random guys get into this car, right? And they're a bit drunk. You can tell because they're like, "Oh wait, where did you park the car? Oh, I forgot." And they find their car and they open the doors. It's like, "Oh, you left the doors unlocked?" He's like, "Oh, whatever, man." And they climb in, they sit down in the car, and it turns out our robber from the convenience store earlier is in the back seat. He sits up and has guns on both of their heads.
Oh.
He's like, "You've got 5 seconds,
So
both
anyways,
you."
that starts
And
blasting.
so anyways, so empty out your fucking pockets, and they do. They give them all their money, and then he fucking blasts them both anyway, and then puts a sombrero on one of their heads, I guess to cover it up, as if there wasn't blood splatter all over the fucking
having
car.
a siesta.
Yeah, but there's fucking blood everywhere. He shot him in the head. There's brain matter on the windshield.
He's probably, drinking
Shot
a
Marvin in the face.
Shot Marvin in the
He's
face.
probably drinking a michelada. Got it some.
Oh yeah, He just
He's wearing a sombrero.
threw
So
up a
you're
little
probably
bit.
reasonable assumption he's got a michelada in there. We'll have some
or
Bloody
just
Mary.
drinking salsa straight out of the.
It could be,
jar.
he's probably not drinking. It's probably just clamato. You know how they love that shit.
True. So, gets them. All right. Now he goes and meets a guy in a parking garage, and the guy's there with this van, and he fucking starts firing at the van. Nothing happens. Like, oh, all right, cool. So, here's this bag of money. So all of this, he's just been going around doing petty crimes to get enough money to buy this van off of this random guy, right? Takes the van out. Now, we're back to them sitting in a car because, God forbid, this movie should progress without us watching Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson eat food in a car for fucking 20 minutes at a time. Finally, something does happen.
Something happens?
Something happens.
Really?
These guys come and get into a car and drive away, so they follow them. Woo! Woo! Amping it up in this movie.
Just when I thought nothing was going to
Yeah,
happen in this
right?
movie,
Oh,
they really
woo.
amped it up. Really brought it
fucking
here.
edge of my seat. I had to pause it and like walk into the kitchen for a bit and get away because it just got so intense. So Vince Vaughn's like, "Hey, are we gonna kill these guys? Because I don't want to do something I haven't done since I was in the army. You know what I'm saying? I know where my lines are, but I don't know where your lines are." And Mel Gibson's like, "Nobody's getting executed." All right, you promise? Yeah, nobody's getting executed. Okay, so he pieces together this giant high-powered sniper rifle because nobody's getting executed. So now they're following the car. It goes into another parking garage that's under construction. So it has like the gates and like the red kind of pseudo fencing thing, or the bright orange thing they stretch between poles and stuff. All this around it. So they go into this parking garage.
Construction fence.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
It's a scientific
I see
term.
it. I deal with it every day, and I can't think of the fucking word for it. So, of course, in this car that they're following is Michael Jai White and Henry. And they get into this parking garage, and guess what happens next?
Nothing.
Oh, that's right. They sit in the car.
Oh, shit.
Mel Gibson does put on his Marvel, every Marvel movie when they're trying to be incognito, they put on sunglasses and a baseball cap.
Yep.
So Mel Gibson does that. Puts on his Marvel disguise. And then they sit there some more. Finally, it's daylight again. They've been sitting there since last night. Finally, that van pulls out. The gate moves. This van that we saw earlier pulls out, and they're like, all right, we're going to follow this van now. Whew, and the fucking thrills just keep on coming.
Fucking edge of your seat.
Yeah. So then it cuts to Jennifer Carpenter, Deborah Morgan, also Vince Vaughn's wife from Brawl in Cell Block 99.
That's right.
She's walking down the street, and she's about to get on a bus, and it's like, no. And she doesn't get on the bus, and it drives away, and she runs back inside. But when she gets to her apartment, tries to open the door, the chain is on it, so it doesn't open all the way. And she's like, what the fuck? Why are you locking this? And it's her husband, boyfriend, whoever, father of her child is like, you've used your maternity leave. You've used your vacation time. You've used all of your sick days. You have to go back to work.
Go get the fuck
Go
out of
the
here.
fuck to work.
But I want to.
She's
I really,
like,
but I can't.
but. And he's like, we've got a fucking baby that's going to need formula. It's going to need diapers. It's going to need clothes. Eventually, it's going to need school supplies. You make more money than I do. I stay home with the kid. You have to go the fuck to work.
What a... I don't want to call this guy anything untowards, but that's kind of mean. Like, yeah, she makes more money, but obviously she's got this will to stay with the kid. Like, you be a man and get up and...
Go get a different job.
Go get a different job.
Go help build that parking garage, dude.
What the fuck's wrong with you? He's like, no, I'm going to stay here with the baby. And, like, she's just...
She's having she's having a real mental issue. Like, she's having separation anxiety of, like, leaving her newborn.
And she doesn't have to go to work.
She does.
Well, okay, but he could go to work though too, and like the money that they make, it's not like he works at McDonald's or something and makes minimum wage. He
Right.
may, I don't know, but
We don't know. He never says what his job is.
it's way more money. What does that mean? You make 50,000 more.
She works at a bank. Not that, so that's not bad, but he could get a job too. You're right. He could have done, because it's just been like 4 months. I think he said 4 months so far. Like you could have found a better job.
What a loser.
You could have done something, but
What
no, he puts it
a
all on her. It's
loser.
like, you have to go to work. She's like, well, let me see the baby. Let me. So he has to bring their son up to the door. Doesn't undo the chain, just like kind of holding this baby up to the crack in the door. And
Because
she's
she's gonna try to like slip in there and like,
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. And I thought at this point when they were gonna bring the baby, I was like, what's the purpose of showing us this video? Like, is she gonna try to like snatch that baby and pull it through the door crack?
oh, no, Dracula comes out and was like, we love babies. All about babies. No, but then she like kisses his little foot, takes his little sock off and kisses his foot. It's like, oh,
We don't mind sucking on toes.
ah, good luck finding a boyfriend who sucks tall walls. So yeah, she kisses the baby's foot and finally goes to work. Now, she gets like up to the bank. She's like checking herself in the window, kind of composing herself before she goes into the bank. And as she's looking at herself in the window behind her, you see the van drive by. Oh no, the van. When she gets inside, her boss is Fred Melamed. He's the one who's been in every S. Craig Zahler movie. We've talked about him. This is the third time now. Co-worker's like, I made you cupcakes. Welcome back. And there's like a bunch of flowers on her desk, and they're just so excited to have her back there. But this is when the holdup happens. The guys come in there, 3 of them now, all dressed up just like the convenience store robber earlier. Well, he's one of them, obviously. So like tactical boots, black pants, black sweater, black ski mask, just the whole thing. And he's playing.
You could blame it on their roots.
Showed up in boots and ruined your first day back to work. I was the last one to show, last one to know. Your boss is a real fucking jerk.
Gonna cut off his balls.
I didn't mean to castrate his
Thing.
Anyway,
Cut off his balls.
yeah. I got friends in low places, and by that I mean this knife I'm cutting off your balls with.
I'm quite certain everyone is here in the front of the bank. We will accept this as false. If you are mistaken, your testicles will be
There it is.
with this.
With this knife. All right, so they're holding up the bank. Jennifer Carpenter is in charge of going around and handcuffing everyone's hands behind their back. So she's going around doing it. She gets to this one guy at his desk, and he's looking at her, and he like kind of shifts his eyes down. And he had started an email.
You gotta watch this, Brandon.
Started this email
Oh.
of people are robbing the bank, and he goes to hit send, and she tries to stop him from sending it because they said if cops show up, everyone fucking dies, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So as she's reaching for the computer, they see it and they shoot at her, and her right hand completely gets blown off, and a few fingers of her left hand
God,
just
gnarly.
shoot the fuck out of her.
Talk about the accuracy, though, right?
Right. And so she pulls her little sock, her son's little sock out. And she's like, "Can you give this to my son? Oh, please, can you make sure my baby gets it?" And then they blow her fucking head off. Here we go. Watch this, people streaming. Boom, head gone.
Ah.
And then we have Dave Chappelle.
And then yeah, Dave
Blackface.
Chappelle as every white character he's ever played. So they're in the van. It's Henry and Michael J. White, but they've put Caucasian paint on. They're in whiteface. Vince and Mel drive by, and they see, okay, well, that van's up on the sidewalk in front of the bank doors. That's probably not normal. Oh, there's a little slot in the side of the van. Oh, so it's a view. Oh, okay, so there's obviously a robbery going on. This is, all right, this is what we're here for. We don't want to engage them right now. It's the financial district on a fucking weekday. Just let them rob the bank,
So let's
and
just
then we
keep
catch
sitting in
them,
our car.
and we steal their money. So guess what we get next?
More
Of them sitting in their fucking car. Finally, the van does pull away, so they drive off to follow it. And as they go by, they see a bunch of bodies on the floor in the bank. They're like, "Oh fuck, maybe we should have intervened." Let the bodies hit the floor. I still think it's funny that dude kept saying, "Nothing's wrong with me." 1, nothing's wrong with me. 2, nothing. And then he died really young. Obviously, something was wrong with him. His body hit the floor, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. All right. So that doesn't apply here. Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is actually feeling guilty because now there are dead bodies that they could have intervened. Mel Gibson is just full on corrupt. He doesn't give a shit about shit now. It's like, we let those people get killed, and Mel's like, there's nothing we can do about it now. Let's go get this gold. Because they didn't even rob money.
Tom
They got
Waits now?
Yeah. Tom Waits shows that. I fucking wish. I would much rather had Tom Waits than Mel Gibson in this. But they got gold bullion.
Gold bullion.
Chunks of gold.
Like bouillon cubes.
Exactly. Little beef cubes you throw in it. Yeah.
You throw them in some water and you get a brilliant gold soup.
Exactly.
Savory.
That's what I'm like.
Bit metally.
Yeah, the expensive food in Vegas is because it all has gold flakes and shit around it, and people eat it. And you're eating gold. See, it's the same shit.
So fucking baller.
And that's what they robbed from this bank.
Do you think people try to pull the flakes out of their poops?
Probably put it through a sieve or something.
Yeah, squish it with their fingers.
A lot of poop play.
Through the sieve.
You know who they probably get to do that for them?
Who?
Oh, you know who.
My man?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Rewatch royalty. Exactly.
Now.
I will gladly sit. You're going to give me that shit? Oh, I'll pick the gold out. You can keep the gold. Ew. Ew.
I can kill you with this piece of apple.
Yeah, I bet you could. Apples do make you poop.
Yeah, they do.
Apples aid in pooping.
Amateur.
So, all right, now the van's driving away. They're following the van, and they're just driving, and they leave town even, and they're just driving down the highway. And Vince Vaughn's like, "We got to get gas." Yeah, eventually, so do they. But nobody ever stops for gas. They just keep fucking driving for fucking ever. Inside the van, Henry, Michael J. White are driving a shotgun. The 3 robbers are in the back of the van with a hostage who says she has to pee. And I mean, she has a blindfold, her hands are tied up, and he puts a knife to her eyes, like, "One more fucking word and you're a pirate." I'm like, all right, dude, that's fucking unnecessary. But then he cuts her panties off.
Nice.
Pulls her dress up a bit, cuts her fucking panties off, and then balls them up and shoves them back up between her legs, and then says, "Squirt."
Giggity.
Like what?
Pee. Like squeeze your lemon.
Until the juice runs down my leg.
Right, like pee.
Yeah.
Squeeze it out.
Peeing,
puts a gum on the eyeball.
Peeing and squirting are different things, though. Also,
But she's not. It's not telling her to get off. And
I know. That's what I'm
squirt.
saying. He's like, why would you tell him? Okay, piss then, not squirt. Don't tell her to squirt.
It's probably the wrong way of saying it. Yeah, but
also, a balled up pair of panties is not going to absorb pee. If she actually has to go to the bathroom, there's going to be a whole lot more.
It's going to be a lot.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
But he does it anyway, and it's stupid and fucked up.
This real Hollywood movie, Nick.
It's a real Hollywood movie. And then, so as they're driving along, we got a really long fucking conversation where Henry's talking to Michael J. White. "Remember that time at your birthday we got this ice cream cake? What? I don't remember what was on it. It was a T-Rex. Oh, yeah, I remember it was a goddamn T-Rex.
I was really into dinosaurs
at that time. Yeah, we were all into dinosaurs. And you were mad because your mom
we
gave
was
you a
5
bigger
years
piece.
old.
Yeah. I was mad because my mom gave you the biggest piece. The birthday boy gets the biggest piece of cake. It's in the mom's handbook. And it just goes we don't need. What is the fucking point of them talking about ice cream cake? He wants to fuck your mom. I get it. Well, I want to bang your mom. She knew that. Yeah, all right. And fuck this. Ugh. What? So they're still following. Still going on. It's nighttime now. They've been following this fucking long. Vince is like, well, I'm getting a bad feeling about this, so I'm going to call my girlfriend and propose over the phone. I don't want to die not knowing her answer.
Good idea.
So she doesn't answer the phone, so he leaves a voice message. Hey, I know this is inconvenient, but I need you to go get this thing out of my jacket. It's in the left pocket, whatever. Like, it'll be a huge help. Thank you. I'm sorry, whatever, to inconvenience you for doing it. And so the van goes way out in the middle of nowhere. There's this random, like, fucking warehouse. And they pull into the parking lot. Harry goes up to the building to open the bay door so they can get into it. And at that point, somehow Michael Jai White starts getting out of the van. And so the guy starts shooting him in the legs. And Henry runs off and hides. And so he has the key to get into this warehouse, and he swallows it. And Slim is Henry that ran off.
Skinny Pete?
Where's the key? Oh, yeah, did you check your mother's rectum? And they ask again, like, where's the key? Have you asked your proctologist?
Where's the fucking money, Lou?
There it is. But this makes me think of that song, Have You Checked Your Butthole? By my man Tom Cardy. Anytime somebody loses something, have you checked inside your butthole? It has a whole song about checking your butthole. And then this is what he's saying to these guys, and it's so perfect. I like started cracking up. I was like, oh my God, have you checked your butthole? Oh, shout out to Tom Cardy and the Have You Checked Inside Your Butthole song. But so he just gets shot so many times. Henry gets away. Now, Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson pull up, and they're like in full-on GIMP masks, like they just came out of fucking the basement from Pulp Fiction. And robbers open fire on them, so they like hide kind of behind their car. Vince lays on the ground, sets up a sniper rifle to point under the car, kind of at the van. The robbers pull Michael Jai White's body inside the van and start cutting him open. And there's this fucked up line where they're like, yeah, make sure you don't puncture the liver. It's going to smell terrible, especially on a black guy. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Hey, man, you got to even hate them even more. And, you know, they didn't even have to really cut him open that deep. Like, he just swallowed that ring. It's not like it went that far, and you just shot him in the head. So I don't know if it's like the muscles keep working, but it's probably like in the esophagus
You think
area.
they could like push on real hard and fucking eject it back out the mouth, maybe?
I would have stepped on his gut, and it would have made him go,
something.
That's what I've
But
done
also,
that. Personally, that's what worked for me.
Are we to assume here that different skin tones make your innards smell differently? Like, you cut a human body open, it's going to be disgusting and rank no matter what.
Yeah. Well, he's only killed black people, so
apparently. It was so weird. I was like, whoa, that was unnecessary.
And like the one white girl that he killed, like didn't have a smelly liver, and so he's like, well, obviously
she had the clean liver. Yeah.
Well, she was only 8 years old, but.
Yeah. I see that. I believe age would make innards smell worse. Sure, organs age as well. Yeah. Why not? That makes more sense than, especially on a black guy. Like, dude,
what a dick,
dude. But they cut him open, of course, because it's S. Craig Zoller. He doesn't shy away from anything. So you see them like reaching inside the body and pulling out intestines,
That's right.
and he pulls out the stomach and like cuts into it, and finally gets the key out. So now they're starting to try to move the van. And Mel gets in the car and like races around and runs into the side of the van and knocks it onto its side, right, onto the passenger side.
Well, you skipped a bunch of stuff.
Again, it's a fucking 3-hour movie, dude. We're trying to.
Well, Vince Vaughn, you got to at least talk about how Vince Vaughn gets his.
That happens in a minute. That hasn't happened yet.
After he runs into the.
Yes, it happens after he runs into the van. So. They knock it over. Vince Vaughn gets out, back into sniper position, aiming under the car. Mel Gibson starts shouting at the van like, hey, we just want the gold, man. All we need is the gold. You can leave that and y'all can go. We don't want you. We don't want the hostage. If you stay around, we're going to kill fucking everyone. All of you. There are some shots that are fired inside the van for some reason. I don't know what that was supposed to be. But the hostage lady comes crawling out. Right? And so Vince is even like, all right, it's okay. You're almost here. You know, he's talking her through like he's trying to save the hostage because even though they're suspended, he's still a cop at heart, right? So she's like crawling along and crawling along. And she finally gets around behind their car. He's like, all right, yeah, you made it. And she fucking pulls a gun out and shoots him. right in the fucking gut.
Point blank, just like lays it.
Yep, just
pushes up against the body and starts blasting.
and just so anyway, she started blasting.
But once in the
gives
face,
gives him 2 shots to the body. So Mel Gibson fucking shoots her. Now Vince Vaughn did have a bulletproof vest on, so he's not dead yet. But it was close enough. He's not.
I think she
ain't
got him
surviving
like
this.
under, like on the side where it's not protected.
And we also got a quick cut of Henry hanging up like in some rafters somewhere, like filming all this.
Yeah.
So he's alive, but he's gasping for breath. And you can even hear like a slight whistle of the air like leaving his body and shit. Yeah. The girlfriend calls back, does not accept his proposal. So Mel Gibson uses...
Is that what you know? Is that what happened?
He says that wasn't the answer I was looking for.
Well, maybe the answer he's looking for is like no, because he's dying. You know, it's like I don't want her to want to marry me now because I'm dead, and just going to make her feel bad.
Yeah, well, maybe all he says is that wasn't the answer I was looking for. So Mel Gibson uses the butt of his gun and smashes his phone.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, let me do that. Well, because you know if you get bad news, you're like, I want to throw something. I just want to break stuff, but he's dying and he can't do it. So let me do this for you, buddy.
I thought it was like some sort of situation where you can't trace this back.
Yeah, we don't
somehow. I'm not part of this.
Let me do this so we don't have to or worry about your search history or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, smashes his phone up, loads his body into the car, and then drives around and rams into the back of the van. So now it's laying on the passenger side, so that door's out of commission. He gets the car up against the back of the van, so the rear doors are out of commission. Only way in and out is the driver's door. So he's got, a gas can it looks like? And he's like getting ready to do some shit to this van when a fucking gunshot rings out. And now Henry's fucking with him. It's like, all right, man, I didn't go through all this to watch you just burn up my fucking money. And he's like, well, first off, it's gold. It doesn't burn, you fucking idiot. So you're stupid. So he comes out slowly talking to him like, yeah, I got you all, I got you on video. You shot an innocent woman. I fucking got the whole thing. I got your face on camera. So here's what we're going to do.
First of all, how does he have anything of an innocent woman getting shot by the police? Like, it's literally her shooting him, and
yeah,
then...
she did shoot the cop, but it's his video. He could probably...
Yeah, but, like, those actions happen, like, quickly, and there'll be, like, this quick moment of just some cop, and no one's going to be like, hey, where's the context? All we have
why
is,
was
like,
there a huge skip in that video?
It's a giant thing where, like, it's all of a sudden we see him shooting this person, but where did that person come from?
Yeah.
No story behind it. So I don't get that part of blackmail.
Like how he's able to hold him up or use this as leverage. But he like comes walking out and they kind of like walk towards each other and they decide they're going to split it, right? They're going to split it 60-40.
60-40.
But he gets too close and Mel Gibson like lunges at him, fights him a bit, gets the gun away. There's, a good little struggle. Gets the gun out of his hands and stuff. Or doesn't get his, but he's got something in his hands. Anyway,
the gun has got some sort of weird, like plastic.
Disables the gun.
I don't know. There's like a weird plastic on the gun.
It's a nice tackle. It's a good move.
What is on that gun?
So he does that, gets fucking disarms the guy. Anyway, the point is now they got to go into the van. He throws a smoke bomb down in there through the driver's door, and as the guys kind of pop up, he fucking like duck hunt shoots these motherfuckers until they're all gone. So then he moves his car back so they can get in through the back door of the van. We got to go get the bags of gold. There's a couple of duffel bags with our fucking gold chunks in there, our beef bouillon. Now, I'm assuming there's a getaway car in that warehouse, and that's what you're trying to unlock. And yeah. Okay, well, we got to ditch my car, obviously. Throw it in the lake because I don't want to be tied to this. Yeah. What do we do with these bodies? Well, we can bury them or we can fucking whatever. I don't even care. We just need to fucking deal with this. So they put all the gold in Mel's trunk. And this is a pretty good idea on Mel Gibson's part. I give him this. But throwing all the fucking gold into my car because I got to sit in this and steer while you pull it. I don't want you pulling some fucking move. If we put it in your van or your getaway car and I'm stuck here in this fucking junker, you pulling some shit and taking off with the gold and leaving me here in a car that doesn't work. So it's going with me. And once we get there, then we'll deal with it. So pretty smart. He keeps saying, "I just."
It's all cotton candy.
Oh God, fucking Henry keeps saying it's all cotton candy. And Mel Gibson's things, he always answers in percentages. What do you think about blah blah blah? Oh, 25%. What? No, what? Fucking shut up. And at one point, Vince Vaughn even stops, like, "Don't give me a fucking percentage." He even says 50%, and he goes, 50-50 doesn't fucking. It's a yes or no question. You're not really saying, like, obviously it's 50-50. It's stupid. And it is stupid. And Henry, yes, keeps saying it's all cotton candy. And Mel Gibson keeps saying, "I'm just trying to avoid temptation." And Henry's like, "Oh, fucking cop over here's a priest or something."
Where did you go to seminary
No,
school?
I'm sorry. Where'd you go to seminary school? I didn't realize. So they pull Mel Gibson's car to the water.
To the levee.
Yeah.
The levee
Luckily,
was dry.
it was not dry.
Okay. Watch for that muck, boy.
Yeah, and they get the bags out of his trunk, push the car into the lake. Oh, but yeah, as they drive away from this warehouse scene, there's a whole fucking terrible song where the lyrics are like, "The doctor said you didn't have long to live, and there was no medicine that could help you, and this is all bad, and so we're gonna go to the drive-in. Don't close the drive-in. Don't close the drive-in." And it's just them driving. And we gotta listen to this whole fucking song.
Please don't close the drive-in.
We don't need it. You can cut this out.
They're both listening
They're
to
both
it.
listening to it. Fuck. God damn it. Fuck this shit. Like, it's such a waste of time. And of course, it's S. Craig Zollo, so he wrote and performed that song. That's him. So yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Cool.
So now they take the gold out, push the car into the lake, and they're inside the van, and Mel, like, puts a gun to his head and is like, "All right, now I know you were going to try to double cross me." He's like, "No, man, I'm fucking not. We're talking 60-40.
I said it's all cotton candy, man.
It's all cotton candy, man.
What do you think
That's
that
your
fucking
money.
means?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think that? He's like, "Honestly, I have no idea because that's not a real expression. Nobody fucking says that. That's not a thing. It's all cotton candy." But so as he's got a gun to Henry's, and Henry does say, so he has a gun hidden too, because he fucking ends up shooting Mel Gibson in the body somewhere in the gut. And then he's like, "Hey, when you were talking about your kid being assaulted and your wife having MS and you needing money,
that wasn't bullshit.
were you being honest?" He's like, "Yep, I was being completely honest." Like, "All right, well, I'll give them some money." And he's like, "You're gonna give them my 40%?" Nah, no.
No,
They ain't getting
I'll give
40%, but
something.
I'll give them something. They'll be taken care of.
You
And
could have
so-
been like, "All right, I'll give him 99%. Psych, you dying."
Yeah, I had my fingers crossed. So Mel Gibson dies finally. Jesus Christ! It's like,
What do you mean finally? Like, when was he ever in danger of dying in this movie?
I just mean because it's Mel Gibson.
You just wanted him to die
Yeah.
since you saw him on the screen.
Yeah.
You're like, when the fuck's that guy
When's
gonna
that dude
die?
gonna get the fuck out of here?
My God. I mean, you could
God,
be
what was it?
meaner to Mel Gibson.
Oh, it's
man.
like the death when Deadpool was dying in Deadpool 2, where he just like, "Oh, nope, thought it was gonna happen. I got more in me," and he just keeps talking. And it's like, Jesus Christ, just fucking die already. So he dies, and Henry buries Mel Gibson, and he even says, like, "After this is all over and things calm down, I'll come and give you a proper burial. But for right now, I'm just disposing of your fucking body." And you're like, "Okay, cool. Is this movie finally over?" No, it's not. We cut to 11 months later. Jesus Christ. Henry has this huge ass house, fucking mansion he's living in. He comes in, his mom's getting a massage instead of a needle and some schlubby white dick. Yeah, she doesn't need to hook anymore. And she's like, "Are we going to get sushi?" And she's like, "No, I'll cook for you." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I would love some home cooking." And he goes and plays video games with the son again. Mel's wife gets a package, and she spends forever opening it. She pulls out this knife.
And
And
like
it's-
the wrong angle. Like,
Oh
I
my
thought she was gonna cut
God.
herself or something.
I was hoping she did. But it's like, and we have to watch it. You can't, okay, she's got a knife and puts it in the package. You can cut to the package being open. We get it. No, we have to watch it. We have to watch her slowly drag it across and fight.
Concrete.
Oh my God. Also, nobody ever gets dragged across concrete. I mean,
Look
they
at how
did.
she cuts that box.
It's so
Here, let me
awful.
put that up here, and you can take a look at how she cuts this box
Look at this.
with a butter knife.
And we have
Not
of course,
using the tip of it.
have to watch the whole thing. Yep, still going. Ugh.
This bitch was fighting zombies with knives, and that's how she cuts open a box?
Yeah. I think the only thing dragged across concrete was all of our fucking brains for having to sit through this fucking movie. Oh, spoiler alert to how I'm going to vote at the end of this. So she opens it up, and it's gold. Now, here's my question. If you just got a bunch of gold, it's not like you can go to the fucking bank and be like, hey, I got gold. Give me thousands of dollars for it. You know, like, it's more of an inconvenience than anything, isn't it? Like, what would you do if you just had a bunch of gold chunks? Where would you go?
Put it in a safe.
But if you needed money, like if you were in their situation,
I mean, yeah, you'd have to take it to like a
how would you
jeweler.
liquidate it?
Yeah, you have to take it to like a jeweler or something.
You
or
can go to
somebody who
pawn
deals
shops,
with metals. Yeah, somebody's going to give you the
Down
market
here
rate.
at the pawn
Like
shop.
with the pawn shops, I don't think that you can sell it for like a little less than what it's worth. It's like you can get a pretty decent. You get it paid for like the weight of it.
Well, yeah, they're
so-
going to give you whatever the market value of gold is usually.
So it's
kinda
not
right
bad.
around
So you
there.
can just keep going doing that and stay under the radar tax wise.
Just like one little chunk at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't do anything big with any of that money. You know, you can get groceries and gas. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can't all of a sudden like buy a house and be like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Mm-hmm.
where did all this come from? You're an ex-cop, as we've heard many times.
Now,
How do you have the money for a house? All
what
of
you
a sudden?
can do is produce some sort of art that some yuppie buys.
Ah, there you go. Launder it that way.
Mm-hmm.
There you
What
go.
do you think the fucking art world is?
It's
you go
just
to the-
all money laundering.
That's all it is. You ever go there and look to the Museum of Modern Art and you're like, what? This is art? No, that's money laundering.
Yeah,
The art of money laundering.
it is an art form.
I
in
bet
and of
there's a
itself.
modern art exhibit themed on that.
Probably.
Like, you know, the Picassos and everything.
It's just
that's real
It's
art.
just a post-it
you know,
note
the
on
Van
the wall.
Goghs, that's real art. Dr. Seuss,
Oh, that's some art right
that's
there.
some real art. But you second you go to the MoMA or some shit, you're like, what the fuck? There's a stack of books and it's got a price of $1 million next to it.
It just makes me think of everything Yoko Ono ever did. I guess like all of her things, like she would put herself in a burlap bag and writhe around on stage, and people would go to that because that's performance art somehow.
Don't you know you're Japanese? Ono means laundering.
John Lennon said he fell in love with her. He went to one of her exhibits, and there was a ladder. And you had to climb the ladder, and there was a magnifying glass hanging from the ceiling. And he grabbed the magnifying glass and look up there, and there's just written very small the word yes. And that's it. And he's like, oh, my God, that's amazing art. I love this woman.
What?
Heroin's a hell of a drug, as we've talked about.
So he was,
John Lennon was on the horse at that point, for sure.
Money laundering.
and then was he on the toilet?
No.
Was,
Apparently not.
That's why then he was on the horse then.
He was on the horse, yeah.
Gotcha,
Hoping to
gotcha.
break it up a little bit with all the... No.
Yeah.
We're so all right. So she finally opens this box. 2.5 hours later, she opens this fucking package and gets the gold and all that.
And she's all like, thank you. That's what she says. She's like, thank you.
Does she?
Yeah.
Well, good. She
She's
didn't know who
stoked
she's
for it.
thinking, but thank you. Cut back to Henry still playing video games with his son. He's like, hey, you got that one we were playing earlier? Oh, Shotgun Safari? Yeah, I got that. He's like, cool. And then they play the video game, and that's the end of the movie. Like, what the point? Why did we need the fucking... Hey, we can't just end this movie. No, we got to go back and play Shotgun Safari because it's a big thing or something. I'm sure it means something to somebody. I don't fucking know. But then even the closing credit song is Shotgun Safari. He's got a whole fucking song about the stupid video game. And, oh, no, he says, let's hunt some lions. And that's the end of the movie. Because that's also fucking something.
There you go. There
And
it
that
is.
does it. S. Craig Zoller, dude, you were fucking 2 for 2, but you, big old swing and a miss on
How
this
is it
one,
that
buddy.
we were able to get through all 3 of his movies before like any other series or any other directors? Like, he happened to go right there
He
to
just
ABC's.
stayed in those early letters, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, I mean, we went through the whole Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And
did.
Back to the Future.
But, you know, all the films in their discography. So we haven't gone through like Prestige or like all
Oh,
of
no,
Christopher
no, no,
Nolan
no.
yet.
Right.
We've completed Zoller.
We have so far. He does
Zoloft.
have one in the
Give
works,
me a
and man,
Zoloft
I
to
hope
watch
he
another
learned from
Zoller.
this fucking thing. Yeah, no shit. You don't need sleeping pills. Put this fucking movie on. Go right to sleep.
I know, right?
Exactly. But let's go around the horn anyway. I'm sure there's no question about how we're gonna talk about this. But.
I don't like this whatsoever. It's very boring, and it's not a good.
You don't like seeing two guys just sitting in a car?
It can be done well,
Two
but
guys, one car is
like
what the shit
when
be
I read
called.
the synopsis to try to catch up to it, there was just so much stuff that was going on that I read that hasn't happened yet, and all this boring bullshit talk kept happening, and it wasn't even mentioned in the synopsis. So therefore, it wasn't even enough to fit into a summary of a fucking movie. Therefore, it didn't even need to be in the movie. Could have cut out a lot of it. Maybe would have made this better, but it just wasn't. And I usually would like Vince Vaughn. I said Brawl was good, right? I said I'd rewatch Brawl. I said
I know
I'd
I
rewatch
did.
Bone Tomahawk, I think. This is one you won't get a rewatch from. That's right. Although you can, I can rewatch Jennifer Carpenter again.
Oh my God,
blasted away.
She gets so blasted.
So blasted.
She's so fucking blasted, dude.
So fucking blasted, dude.
All right.
Full
Blasted.
spoiler alert: I did not watch this movie.
Yeah.
I saw the runtime.
You're the lucky one.
Saw the runtime. And I was like, no fucking way. Fuck you, Nick. Like.
I didn't get that text though.
But
Usually, you messaged me.
it may have been a little late.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna base my decision on. However, I feel that you guys, well, basically you described it to me, and no, absolutely not. I would not. I think I was kind of like Carlos. Like the first two, yeah, they're rewatchable. They were somewhat decent, but dude, almost 3 hours is no bueno.
3 hours and
Nope.
at least an hour and a half of it is Mel and Vince Vaughn sitting in a car eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got this because we on the Brawl and Cell Block 99 episode we talked about this. You know, right? We brought this one up, and I had not seen it as of that point. But we were all very curious because Bone and Brawl were fucking good. So I got this for cheap, ordered it on Amazon. Watched it. I was like, oh, fuck. And then I had to rewatch it, obviously, because of the title of the show. As you said last week, it's not the watch party, it's the rewatch party.
That's right.
And I hope that I never, ever, ever have to fucking watch this movie ever again as long as I shall live. Fuck this movie.
Fuck it. No rewatches.
Fucking YouTube Jennifer Carpenter getting blasted. YouTube fucking... The guy shooting up the convenience store.
I'd
That's
rather
pretty
watch
funny.
Dracula over this movie.
I would too. Yeah, not rewatchable.
I'd rather watch
not even
Keanu Reeves do a
bad English accent.
Than watch
This
movie
isn't
again.
even watchable, much less rewatchable. Like, if you have not seen this movie, keep it that way.
You won.
God damn this fucking movie. So that does it for us this week on the Rewatch Party. Find us on Twitter. Their Watch Party.
Their watch party.
Email us at therewatchparty@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. Tell us some stories. Have you seen this? Have you seen any of S. Craig Zoller's movies? Let us know that or any other sort of movie-related trivia about you and your life. We always love hearing from our listeners. But join us next week as we learn the Bruce Lee story in Dragon. The Bruce Lee story. Until then, I'm Nick with Los and Brandon, and thanks for rewatching.